We just lost our connection with Patty Gasso there for moments, but it's actually in good timing. We'll hear more from Coach as the day rolls on, but we're trying to get started. As late as the Sooners showed up to the field, they're trying to get started now. So we'll take our pregame timeout number 2. We're going to be short one because the Sooners are getting ready to take the field. The computer meltdown timed perfectly with Oklahoma in their anthracite uniforms, getting set for a showdown with Seattle. And as the Sooners take the field, we'll take a break. This is Oklahoma Sooner softball from Learfield. Right on time, Sooner softball pregame show abbreviated by a first pitch that is right on time. Carly Keeney gets the start. The first pitch is a little bit in for ball 1 to Seattle's Sydney Frankenberger. And we are underway on a Sunday in Palm Springs right on time at 9 a.m. local time. The 1-0 is ripped foul down the left field line. We'll tell you about the Seattle Redhawks as the game rolls on in our opponent preview presented by Holston Tax Resolution and Accounting. But they come into today's game 6-8 overall. But the representative from the Western Athletic Conference has played pretty well over the few games they've played here. Here's a line shot to Alina Torres, who leaps up, makes the catch, and there is right away, 1 away. Frankenberger is retired. Let's set that Sooner defense for you. A battery of Keeney and Ludlam with Sanders at first, Torres at second, T.R.A. Jennings at short, Brito at third. First pitch, swing and a miss to Tay Wilson for strike 1. The starting left fielder. Speaking of left field, that's where the freshman Cassidy Pickering is positioned as the 0-1 is in for a strike, 0-2. Center field, of course, is Jada Coleman, who is playing very shallow, probably about 10 paces off the cut of the outfield grass and the infield dirt. And same shallow play for Riley Boone and right. The 0-2 misses a little bit up. Wilson, a .214 hitter. 2 for 2 on stolen base opportunities. Here comes the 1-2. Boy, that did not miss by much. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I mean, that didn't miss by much at all. If it could go wrong in our pregame show, it has gone wrong. The bus showing up a little bit late, no fault of anyone. 2-2 pitch. Boy, that's again a really good spot, full count. Right before the first pitch, we lost power here on what I guess you could call the press table. Fingers crossed for a big day. Full count pitch, fouled straight back. Sooners are the home team for this game, but they're in the first base dugout. So this is a really cool perspective for us. We can see Coach Rocha and Coach Gasso monitoring everything the Sooners are doing. Full count pitch, swing and a miss. Keeney got her swinging. Strikeouts brought to you by Tinker Federal Credit Union, and there are 2 away here in the first. And that will bring Mikey Morris. We had a great time last night with a ton of Sooner fans at our Trophy Club celebration. First pitch is up high for ball 1. And me being the life of the party that I am, I went home and fell asleep before Saturday Night Live was even on. The 0-1 is in for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Keeney been fantastic so far this year, getting her second start. Grounds one right back to her, and it'll be a 1-2-3 inning as Keeney throws to first. to retire Morris. 3 up and 3 down. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Oklahoma and Seattle are scoreless with the Sooners headed to the plate. This is Sooner softball from Learfield. Sooner starting lineup, as always, is presented by Norman Regional Health. Leading off is Jada Coleman. Riley Boone up in the 2-hole. Alyssa Brito batting third. Tiare Jennings in cleanup. Followed by Riley Ludlam, Ella Parker, Cassidy Pickering. Coleman lays down a bunt. There's no way, right? Oh, they got her at first. Nice play, popping off the circle. And there's one away. Stephanie Madrigal, the lefty, getting the start. Pardon me, the righty, getting the start for Seattle U. Madrigal, 2-3 on the season. This is her 6th start. 296 average for the opponents. Boone shows bunt, takes ball 1. Rest of that Sooner lineup. Left off with Ludlam in the 5-hole catching. Parker hitting 6th as the DP. Then it's Pickering, Sanders, and Torres. 7, 8, 9. Pickering out left. Sanders at first. Torres at second. Pitch misses low. How about Riley Boone moving into the 2-hole today? That's something you haven't seen very often. She takes a breaking ball inside. Tall, lanky righty. Stephanie Madrigal. Pitch. In for a strike. Full count. All WAC first team performer in 2021, second team in 2022. Madrigal, in an inning and 2/3, gave up a hit and a run and 2 strikeouts against Cal. That's ball 4.
Now batting number 33.
Here's Alyssa Brito. What a weekend so far for Alyssa Brito. What a start to the season for Alyssa Brito. 412 average. The righty digs in. The first pitch swings and drills it down the left field line. Foul. We did get some clarification. So for those of you that were wondering about that, let's see, what was it? The 6th inning at bat yesterday against San Diego State, when they had called Brito back to the box. Here's the 0-1. That's in for a strike after she had singled. They ruled the ball foul. I still don't know how they did. It looked like it was clearly a fair ball. Way outside, ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. But Brito ended up walking and eventually scored on the double from Tiare Jennings. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Brito. Swing and a miss. 2 away. Second time we've seen Brito strike out this weekend. And here's Tiare Jennings. I highly encourage you to go check out the piece on the Oklahomans website, newsok.com, that Ryan Aber wrote about the Jennings family and how they've handled this weekend. Jennings swings at the first pitch, slow roller to third, bobbled, picked up, thrown, got her. We'll have to talk about that later. That was as quick of a first inning as you could ask for. No runs, 1 runner left. We head to the second. Oklahoma and Seattle are scoreless. Back to work for Carly Keeney. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitter, Sin Fitch and Simpson for Seattle, as we are scoreless as we head to the second inning. Righty-lefty matchup. Sin, a 295 hitter, takes ball 1 a little bit out. The team leader, tied for the team lead. There's 3 Red Hawks with 6 runs batted in. There's a strike. Opponent preview brought to you by Polston Tax Resolution and Accounting. Your tax problems don't care who you are, but we do. Seattle 6-8 on the season. There's a grounder to the right side, gloved by Torres, throws to first, and there's one away. Jeff Hurrah, who's in his 25th year at Seattle, but his 10th as its head coach. Constant contenders in the Western Athletic Conference. And here's Taylor Fitch. They've done a good job in the portal, too. They brought in some really good players as the first pitch is a little bit out for a ball. Handful of them aren't on this trip. The 1-0 is popped down the right field line, slicing out a play. Oh, nearly a great play by a fan in foul territory. Crowd still filing in. This is 9:14 a.m. local time. The Sooners had a breakfast wake-up call at about 6 a.m. Pitch. Ripped foul. Keeney ahead on the count of ball and 2 strikes. But to say yesterday's afternoon off was welcome and a necessity for this team would be a dramatic understatement. The pitch in the dirt. The Sooners had a very early exit on Thursday to travel to Palm Springs. We were meeting the bus at 5 a.m. Central Time. And then a very late practice Thursday night. The 2-2 pitch is grounded softly foul down the third baseline. So it was a long Thursday. Then you add the sit and wait around on Friday. And 2 incredibly late games. Last night was good for the Sooners. 2-2, ripped into right center field. Coleman has a beat, but he gets over her head to the fence. Quickly gets it back in. They're going to throw the runner out by a mile at second base. Fitch tried to stretch it to a double, and she's tagged out at second when Jada Coleman threw a strike from the fence in right center field. 2 away. Fitch was trying to call for a review. She was pointing that her foot got in under the tag of Jennings. It did not. And Coach Hurrah was like, just come back to the dugout. First pitch strike to Simpson. Nicole Simpson. She's a Tennessee transfer. We mentioned there's a handful of fairly known transfers on this roster. Nicole Simpson pops this one down the right field line, slicing foul. That'll hit off the fence. Simpson pitched for Tennessee last year. Started 3 games. Pitched for the Canadian national team in 22. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Got her. Inning over. So after the line drive by Fitch, Jada Coleman shows off the arm, and the Sooners get out of the second without any damage. First hit of the game is a line drive by Fitch that's immediately erased on the base paths. We head to the bottom of the second inning scoreless. This is Sooner softball from Learfield. Riley Ludlam will lead things off for the Sooners in a scoreless game as we head to the bottom of the second inning. First pitch to Ludlam is low for ball 1. We got 2 games today, kind of a rarity here for the Sooners in the Marion Nutter. Loyola Marymount coming up a little bit later on in the day. Here's a pitch that's popped foul. A ball and a strike. Then we'll head home for the grand opening of Love's Field. There's a bomb. Deep to left field and long gone. Oh, Riley Ludlam wakes him up on a Sunday morning in Palm Springs with a blast over the left field wall. Her first in a Sooner uniform, and she airplanes into home plate. It's 1-0 Sooners. Wow. Ludlam leaves the yard, and it's 1-0 OU. I mean, that was a no-doubter for the first home run for Riley Ludlam in a Sooner uniform. Home runs this season are brought to you by the dedicated people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas. 1-0 Sooners. Here's Ella Parker. First pitch to Parker is a little bit out, ball one. We said it days ago as Parker takes a 1-0 pitch high, 2-0. Riley Ludlam is almost demanding that she be in this starting lineup with the way that she's hitting the softball. There's a 2-0 way inside, ball three. Ludlam improves to 6 for 15 on the season. There's a strike, 3-1. Hard hit ball. Nice play at first by Fitch on the backhand. Gloves and takes it to the bag. 1-1. So Riley Ludlam currently sitting at straight up 400 with her batting average. Here comes Cassidy Pickering. One away for Pickering. What a day yesterday for the freshman. First pitch swinging, and she pops it foul and out of play. Sooners' definite game plan here against Madrigal looks to be to attack early. She wanted a new softball and gets it. Here's the pitch to the freshman. Showed bunt, actually pulls it away, takes the ball. 2 for 3 yesterday against San Diego State. She's riding a modest 3-game hitting streak. She is 5 for 8 with 3 runs scored and a run batted in Palm Springs. There's a ball low and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Pickering has had a hit in 5 of the last 6 Sooner games. She had a good cut there and fouled it back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You get the sense, too, that Cassidy Pickering's getting a little bit more comfortable as well. Just in her personality and being a little bit more open. The 2-2 is low and in the dirt, 3-2. Sid Sanders waits on deck. Pitch. Ball 4. Pickering took a double check of the home plate umpire to make sure that Robbie Guest didn't have that as a strike today. He did not. Ball 4. It's the second walk for a Sooner. And with 1 away and a runner at first, here is Sid Sanders. See if the Sooners can't blow this game open early. First pitch to Sid. A little bit low, ball 1. That is a good-looking pitch from where we're sitting. Robbie Guest, our home plate umpire. Smokey Eds at first, and Ron Burkhart over at third. Though he's positioned behind the second base bag here. The runner's not going as the pitch misses low, ball 2. Don't see Sid Sanders very often this low in the lineup this year. And she takes a strike, 2 balls and a strike. If there is one area that has been pretty incredible about Sid so far this season, she is waiting on her pitch. 7 walks so far this year, the 2-1. She swings at a bad pitch and pops one into shallow left field. The shortstop Morris races out and makes the catch, and there's 2 away. And here is the 9-hole hitter, Alina Torres.
Now batting number 40, Alina Torres.
Sanders, looking for her first hit of the weekend, is now 0 for 6 in the Marionetta. First pitch to Torres is up high for a ball. Alina getting her 6th start of the season at second base. Though that average not where she wants it to be. Currently hitting .250. She takes a strike. Ball and a strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Headed home. Lifted down the right field line, falling fast, racing out, and making a sensational diving catch is the second baseman, Garcia. She took away potentially extra bases, maybe even a run. But the Sooners strike first on the home run from Ludland. And as we head to the third, it's Oklahoma 1, Seattle nothing. This is Sooner softball from Learfield. Sooner softball is brought to you by OG&E. OG&E, we energize life. First pitch of the third inning. Carly Keeney stares in. Grounded foul down the third base line off the bat of the 7-hole hitter, the second baseman, Lily Garcia. 1-0 Sooners on the solo home run from, I almost gave it to Cindy Sanders, Riley Ludland, the first home run of the season. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Line drive, right field. Boone steps in a few spots, makes the catch, and there is one away. That'll bring Walling to the plate. Oklahoma Athletics would like to thank the official Eat, Play, Stay partners. Visit Norman, Cup Bop Courtyard by Marriott, Midway Deli, Nashville, and Norman, NCED. Soonersports.com for more information. As always, our third inning shout-outs are brought to you by Century Roofing. Century Roofing on guard for Oklahoma. Just going to say, no one got in earlier than Charisse this morning. First pitch swinging, grounded foul. Charisse checked in from Austin about an hour ago. Gunny was a close second. No balls and a strike to Walling. Mark Montgomery has us tuned in New Mexico. Here's the pitch. Looped into shallow left field. It's trouble, and it falls for a hit. Walling is aboard, and that'll bring Spadafora to the plate.
Now batting for Seattle, number 24, Karen Spadafora.
Karen Spadafora, the only freshman in this starting lineup for the Seattle Redhawks. Starting catcher. Hitting just .222, and the first pitch is in for a strike. One away in the third of a 1-0 Sooner lead. Mark Worley is checked in from Chagrin Falls. Karen Day from out in California. Larry and the St. Pete Soonered in. There's a grounder foul down the third base line. Nate Dogg watching the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. How about that? Our buddy Jerry Isbell headed to the gym. Jay Kennedy's Mara's parents are in Frankfort, Kansas. Mara Kennedy Dickman, the Sooner athletic trainer. 0-2, Frozer. Cold strike 3. Right down Lindsay. Third strikeout of the game by Carly Keeney, and there's 2 away for the leadoff hitter, Frankenberger. Sydney Frankenberger, the senior, hitting .327, lined out to second in her first plate appearance. The left-handed hitting senior digs in. Here's the first pitch. Up high, ball 1. You know, Jay, we probably could have used you on this trip, to be honest. because there is about a 1:45 local time, not drop dead, but there's a second plane that all the staff is on. Here's the 1-0, and it misses low and away. And they've told us we must be on that flight. Now, I think everyone in Sooner Nation knows that if we're still playing at 1:45, 3:45, I'm going to miss a flight because I'm not missing any of this action. The 2-0 is in for a strike, 2-1. But, Jay, if you were here, I'd feel a little bit more confident. I'd just give you the headset and let you take over. Paul is in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Good to see Paul and his family last week. Greg with the Compete Team Barbecue. Trey Linda tuned in on a beautiful day and more. 2-1. Line foul down the left side, out of play. Look out in the stands. Mickey and Nick checking in from the first baseline here in Maryknight. Dr. Susan Walden. Bill is in Edmond. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Headed home. Low and away. Full count. And yeah, we apologized. I kind of blame traffic just because it took us a second to get parked, but I think we just probably left batting practice a little late, to be honest with you. Full count, swing and a miss. Oh, she just got a piece of it. That is why the pregame show, Aubin, and our crew that's helping us out at the franchise, I don't know. We got Aubin. Matt helping us out today over at 107.7 and AM 1560, 103.3 FM. But I'm sure they weren't very happy whenever they get the text. It's like, we're not going to make it on time. The 3-2. Oh, that just missed outside, ball 4. And Seattle's put together a threat here in the third. First walk of the game for Keeney. It's been an issue this weekend for Sooner pitchers. More free passes than you typically see. And that'll bring Wilson to the plate. Ty Wilson, strikeout victim in the first, swinging at the first pitch and fouls it back. 1-0 Sooners. We're in the third. A solo home run by Riley Ludlam is the only action so far, but Seattle has put runners at first and second. Here with 2 outs in the top of the third. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2. Way outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sooners will have plenty of time. I don't believe their flight is leaving until about 3 o'clock local time. Here's the 1-2. Popped up behind home plate, well out of play. And there's not a lot of action here early today. There is one other game that was going on whenever we came to the fields. Illinois was playing earlier, fouled straight back. Illinois and Hawaii were in the top of the 4th inning. It was 5-2. Oh my goodness. They made Hawaii play one of the early games? So that would have been about an 8:30 a.m. local time first pitch. That's cold. The 1-2. Frozer. Cold strike 3. Right down to Lindsay. And down goes Wilson, and down goes the Redhawks in the third. They strand 2, but as we head to the bottom of the third inning, it's 1-0 Sooners. This is Sooner softball from Learfield. Back to work for Madrigal, who's been pretty good so far. First pitch to Jada's up high, ball 1. Mentioned our third innings are all about appreciation for those of you who have tuned in all weekend long. Third inning shout-outs brought to you by Century Roofing, on guard for Oklahoma. CenturyRoofingOK.com, the 1-0. Jada didn't want to swing at it. As she checked her swing, that ball came up and in and tipped right off her bat. She couldn't believe it. Strike 1. So a very special happy anniversary to Julie and Pete Bitterman. They're in Elmwood Park, Illinois. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Line shot towards short. Nice play by Morris. Quickly to first. They retire Coleman. And there's one away. 30th anniversary. So happy anniversary, Julie and Pete. You have an awesome daughter. And diehard Sooner fans. I would like to try to talk my wife into spending the 30th wedding anniversary when we get there listening to Sooner softball. I don't think it would go so well for me. So happy anniversary to the Bittermans. First pitch, a little dirty, but it misses inside, ball one. And Doug Hamilton is checked in from Hockley. Mitch Wood up in Owasso. Lisa, Judy, Sooner Judy in Silver City, New Mexico. Miss Jane Jetson in Dallas. There's the 1-0. That catches the outside corner, 1-1. Boone walked her last time up on the season for Riley Boone. Her fourth walk already. She's hitting .393 and among the team leaders with 9 runs batted in. The pitch. Showed bunt, pulled it back as she ran up the box and takes a strike. 1-2. I say among the team leaders, but an early candidate for Player of the Year, Tiare Jennings, already has 15 runs batted in. Here's the 1-2 to Boone. Nice pitch. Missed a little bit in. Shake of the head in disbelief from Madrigal. She thought it was strike 3. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Boone checked the count with her home plate umpire. Robbie Guest. A 2-2 pitch. Lifted deep to left field. Chasing it towards the line and making the catch in foul territory is the left fielder Wilson for the second out of the third. Jonathan's down in Waco. Kevin's in BA. There's Zane, Gianna, Rick checking in. Gravette, Arkansas for Fly Sooner today. Well, Jennifer is listening in Vegas. I think we've got a stop in Vegas on our flight back. First pitch to Brito is in for a strike. It's 1-0. Sooners lead it. Solo home run in the second from Riley Ludlam. That's it. That's their only hit so far. Brito was a strikeout victim in the first. Here's the pitch. Way outside. Oh. To say that we were in a bit of a hurried situation would be an understatement getting here to the stadium. Hurried? The 1-1. Ground ball softly hit towards short. Up with it is Morris, and it's a frustrating 1-2-3 inning for the Sooners. Hey, they weren't into the shout-outs today. But thanks to Sox and the crew listening in Nebraska.
Mission Point Apartments and more, just south of 19th Street on I-35 Access Road. Mission Point Apartments, a Case and Associates property.
Mikey Morris grounds the first pitch of the fourth, foul down the third baseline. Oklahoma leads Seattle 1-0. Tight game. The Boone family's checked in from Broken Arrow. That makes my day. Happy Sooner. Sean and Big Rob listening at Henry Hudson's. Good pitch low. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-0 Sooners, the only run in this game on a solo home run by Riley Ludlam. That's it. Pitch. In for a strike, 1-2. Morris grounded back to Carly Keeney. She batted in the first inning. Keeney has been effective. The pitch. Line drive, base hit. Back up the middle. Coleman cuts it off. There's the tying run. Sooners have been a little bit tight at the plate here today. Here in the fourth, it's only a 1-0 game. Last time up, Avicen grounded out to second. We could use that again. Nice little 4-6-3 double play here. Here's the pitch. In for a strike. If you were with us yesterday, as we wrapped up, we told you get to the franchise on 107.7 to listen to the end of Bedlam. Boy, were you rewarded if you did. The 0-1 is up high, 1-1. What a great finish. Javian McCullough. The fadeaway three to win it at the buzzer as Oklahoma sweeps Bedlam in both men's and women's basketball. Here's the 1-1. A little low to him. And I can't say enough how amazing the final call was from our buddy Toby Rowland on the Sooner Radio Network. We got chills listening to it in the bus. Here's the 2-1. Boy, that's in for a strike, 2-2. We were following along while the Sooners were signing autographs during a mosh pit of fans trying to get autographs. High fives, fist pumps everywhere. What a finish. Here's the 2-2. Boy, that's a really good pitch that just missed a little bit out. No one in that Sooner dugout can believe it, including Jen Rocha. Gets up off her bucket, takes a little walk, sits back down, calls the pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Righty-lefty matchup, the pitch. There you go. Ball don't lie. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's the 5th strikeout for Keeney. Strikeouts this season brought to you by Tinker Federal Credit Union, Oklahoma's largest credit union. Uncle Bill and Mimi listening in on the way to Piedmont to watch, I would say Little Owen, but last time I saw Pinley's nephew, he was not little. Here's a bouncer foul. 11 years old now. Man, watching that kid run around, hard to believe. Ron White's got us tuned in today. OU Architect is at the Trails. Oh, my goodness. That reminds me, we got to give you the Trails weather report. Of all the things we haven't done that. Ground ball foul down the third base line. It's gorgeous. This is a stark contrast from what we had a year ago. And the main reason why the Sooners have come here to the desert for the better part of, the last 18 years? Here's the 0-2 pitch from Keeney with a runner at first and 1 out. Grounded foul down the third base line. By the time weather.com rolls around, we'll be out of the inning. 69 degrees, nice here in Cathedral City. We'll be pushing towards a high of 80, but we'll be long gone by that point later this afternoon. Wind gust up to 4 miles an hour. 0-2 is lined down the right field line, fair. Boone cuts it off. The run around second, that's Morris. On her way to third, then the ball got away. The throw to home got it. Out by a mile. The ball got away on the relay to Torres. Jennings picked it up, threw home. Ludlam blocked the plate perfectly. And that's the second base running mistake by Seattle. And in this instance, it cost him at least a little bit of pressure here in the 4th inning. 2 away. Fletch, that ball barely got away. And you get the sense that from Hooray, it's a little over-aggressiveness from Seattle, their head coach, but he's not mad. First pitch is in for a strike. And a great job by Riley Ludlam to block the plate without obstructing it. Because she got the ball so early that Morris was out by more than a step. And she did not block the path. Beautiful play. The 0-1 pitch misses low, 1-1. Score remains 1-0 Sooners. Deeper concern here is that Oklahoma just hasn't been able to get the bats going here today. Just one hit, and it's the Ludlam home run. Here's the 1-1. That's in for a strike. That was a big-time play. That was a big-time play for the Sooners. I know it's Seattle. Everyone wants to beat OU. The 1-2 bounced foul. Seattle sits at 6-8 on the season. Already playing its 15th game of the season. This is game number 13 for the 12-0 Sooners. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch just gets a piece of it to stay alive. Simpson was a strikeout victim. One of the 5 strikeouts that Keeney has had so far today. Strikeouts as always brought to you by our friends at Tinker Federal Credit Union. One ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch for Keeney. Hard hit foul. I will say this, Seattle is hitting Keeney pretty hard here. Good news is most of those hard hit balls have been foul balls. .200 down each line, .220 to center field. That's the dimensions here. The 1-2. Line drive, right center field. Jada Coleman, an amazing diving catch. You can call out a no-fly zone because that's exactly what it was. Coleman leaping and taking away the single and ending the 4th inning on what has become routine for the senior sensation. What a play. Inning over. You hear it. T.R.A. Jennings leads things off in the 4th. First pitch is a little bit out, ball 1. Jennings grounded out to 3rd in the 1st inning. T.R.A. yesterday went 3 for 4 with a home run, 4 runs batted in. On the weekend, she's hitting .500 with 7 RBI. Here's the 1-0. A little bit low, but that's going to be a strike. 260 career runs batted in, 78 home runs, 53 career doubles, 234 runs. She's currently 2nd all-time in Sooner history in runs batted in, surpassing Lo Chamberlain this weekend. The 1-1 pitch misses out, 2 balls and a strike. Here's the 2-1. That's a little bit up. 3-1. T.R.A. is currently tied. Thank you, Jessica Bain. 15th all-time in career RBI. The pitch. Swings and pops it up. Center field problems, though, for a moment as Frankenberger lost it in the sun, but recovers to make the catch, and there's 1 away. So T.R.A. is currently 15th all-time. Looks like that number she is chasing is, 270 to get in the top 10? Am I reading that right? First pitch to Ludlam, who homered her last time. Misses low, ball 1. At my count, I've got T.R.A. at 260. So that next number to reach is 263. Megan Gregg out of Tennessee. The 1-0 misses low, 2-0. A bigger concern here, this is only a 1-zip game. A solo home run by Ludlam. The difference so far as Riley digs in here in the bottom of the 4th inning. But ahead on the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch. Swings and ropes it down the right field line. Slicing foul. How many of you guys are as excited as I am for next weekend? The grand opening of Loves Field. Now, if there's one thing Coach has consistently talked about, many on this trip too, is the preaching of patience. This will be, I guess what you can kind of say is a soft opening. There's still a lot of work that will be going on around the stadium. It's patience. 2-1 to Ludlam is high, 3-1. 1-0 Sooners. We're in the 4th, bottom of the 4th. Tight one here in Palm Springs. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. And here's Ella Parker. So if you're coming next weekend, please, 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 patience.
Now batting number 5, Ella Parker.
But enjoy it. Here's Ella Parker. If you haven't seen Ella Parker in person yet, just wait. First pitch to the freshman is a little bit out, ball one. Parker grounded out to first on a hot shot. Saying she grounded out is so unfair. That was a laser on a nice play. 2 to 3 really good plays by the Seattle infield so far. Here's the 1-0. Ella takes it a little bit out, 2-0. I see Larissa and her crew listening in Abilene still today. Eric Holquin, two of my favorite people. Here's the 2-0 pitch. In for a strike, 2-1. Paige Cole and Tulsa. Oh my goodness, speaking of Tulsa, Natalie Cash is tuned in. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's lifted deep to center field. Get out of here, ball! It's gone! A home run to the deepest part of the field from Ella Parker. And the freshman hits her second bomb of her season and her career and puts the Sooners on top 3-0. A 2-run jack over the center field wall, and Parker makes it 3-0 Sooners. There is this gorgeous dog that is sitting next to me that I'm afraid every time I jump up, he's gonna have some sort of reaction, but he does not.
Now batting number 7, Cassidy.
My dogs would be freaking out. Not this dude. Home runs this season brought to you by the people, Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas. Here we go. Cassidy Pickering now. A little breathing room for the Sooners. 3-0. First pitch, a strike. My goodness. Natalie Cash. Shouts out to Natalie's mom. Natalie and I were meant to be a radio team. I'm telling you right now, Mama Cash. The 0-1 misses low and away, 1-1. Don't forget, too, next weekend, our buddy Greg Scallion points out it's not only the home opener, but the OU women's gymnastics team plays in Michigan. Competes against. As the 1-1 pitch misses high, 2-1. That Sooner dugout has come to life thanks to Ella Parker. She bombed that one over the center field wall, making it 3-0 Sooners. 2-1 is fouled at the plate. Prepare yourself for the diehard softball fans this week. Those of you like my man Seth and Jessica Boehm who live this like we do. A 2-2 pitch is low and away, 3-2. There is going to be some interesting conversations about the softball itself. Here's the 3-2 pitch to the Sooner left fielder. Swings and rips one into left field. It's a base hit. Here come the bats. Here come the bats. Pickering is aboard, and here sits Sanders. 3-0 Sooners with a runner at first and one away, and that'll do it for Madrigal. And we'll have our first Love's Travel Stops pitching change of the game. And it looks like Morris is going to come into pitch. Every Morris. The lefty. I think it's I'm a moron. I had Madrigal listed as a lefty. I think Morris is the only lefty that they have in the 7 different pitchers that Seattle has used so far this season. And she'll take over. And Hannah Core is going to pinch run. So Pickering gets the single, and Hannah Core will pinch run. Sid Sanders slated to hit here, as the Sooners will get a chance to see one of the Seattle arms that has thrown quite a bit this year in Avery Morris. One of 5 siblings She has 5 siblings, and Natalie, Erika, Aubrey, Grant, and twin sisters, and her teammate Michaela. Aubrey played softball collegiately at Florida and was a member of Team USA in the 2020 Olympics. So what I'm telling you, pretty good bloodline here for the freshman, who is making her 6th appearance, her 3rd of the weekend, 13 1/3 innings, an ERA of 1.58. She inherits a runner at first with 1 out. Sooners now on top 3-zip, bottom of the 4th inning. Let's go, Sid. First pitch to Sanders is in for a strike. I'd mention you in that group, Jackie Wins, too, that lives softball as well. I just haven't heard from Jackie in a while. There's Cindy Morrison, who's checked in from up in Tulsa. But keep an eye on that storyline this weekend. A lot of debate about the different softballs that are being used in their weight. The 0-1 to Sanders hitter. If she's not walking, she's reaching on a hit by pitch core off to second base. That is the second time that Sanders has been hit by a pitch this season. She's tied for the team lead with 7 walks. And here's Torres. First pitch to Alina is a little bit out, ball 1. 3-0 Sooners. On a 2-run homer from Ella Parker and a solo shot from Riley Ludlam. Pitch. A little low. Those updated team numbers on home runs for the Sooners this season. One ball and no strikes. Torres swings and lifts one a mile high down the left field line in foul territory. Wilson races over and makes the catch, and there's 2 away. Poor tags, takes off for third. She's going to get there right underneath the tag. Sanders easily advances to second. There wasn't much room in foul territory, and that wasn't that deep. Core just took off and beat the throw underneath the tag of the third baseman Walling. 2 away for Jada. Jada had a 2-out RBI single, 2-run single. First pitch. Jada thought about it, waited on it, took it for ball 1. One ball and no strikes. Second and third, 2 outs. The pitch. Jada takes it low. Seattle's dugout is not happy about that, and Spadafora, the catcher, as the pitching coach jumped up, said, no, coach, that was a little bit low. Pitch stays up, all 3. I caught Riley Boone. As soon as it was ball 3, she kind of looked over to the Sooner well, if you will. There's a dugout and there's a camera well right next to it, and had a big smile on her face. She wants to bat with the bases loaded here. The 3-0, that's in for a strike, 3-1. Cool moment last night, by the way, was, well, we'll get to it after this 3-0 pitch, or 3-1 pitch to Jada Coleman. Morris stares in, the lefty, brings it home. Pop up a mile high down the right side. Is it going to get out of play? It will. Riley Boone's phone was connected to the speaker in the bus. The team listens to its music. And right around that time, her brother Trevor called. She was giving him grief for an at-bat that he had. But then Gayla called and we got back to the music. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Jada. 3-2, excuse me. And this is lifted pretty deep to left center field, not deep enough. Ranging over and making the play is the center fielder Frankenberger, and that'll do it for the Sooners in the 4th. Oklahoma strands 2 more, but they add 2 more. And as we head to the 5th, Oklahoma 3, Seattle nothing. This is Sooner softball from Seattle steps to the plate, trailing 3-0 as we head to the top of the 5th inning. It'll be Garcia, Walling, and Spadafora. As Carly Keeney continues to deal. First pitch, grounded foul down the third base line. We mentioned those home run numbers for the Sooners. They now have, as a team, 18 home runs, which might seem a little bit down this early in the season, but I would also add that we brought up the rumors about different weights, softball sizes. That definitely has not been flying out here as it typically does, as the 0-1 is high. We haven't had a good old-fashioned controversy about softball in a while. Big Zill asked, different softballs at different tournaments? Yeah, that seems to be the question. The 1-1 is line foul down the right side and out of play. Brenda's out in Lindale. Bobby's checking in for BA. I like what Tim Jones tweeted. They're retrieving that softball from the outfield. It bounced into Ludlam and it popped right out of her glove. The season is about appreciating the senior class like no other, but this cast of young players makes you excited for the future. Can't lie. 1-2 is pop foul on the left side. Is there a play for Hannah Cornos? If there were rows down in foul territory down that left field line, that would be about 6 to 7 rows up. Core has checked in left field. Coleman in center. And Boone in right. Sanders at first. Torres at second. Jennings at short. And Brito at third. The battery of Keeney and Ludlam up high with the 1-2 pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I mean, in this game today, what do we already have for Parker? The 2-run home run. Pickering's been on base twice. Two-two. Well, that's a good pitch. Just missed a little bit out. 3-2. It'll be worth following, though, just as kind of a fun aside to some of the storylines in softball to start this season. Full count, the pitch, line foul again. Man, I'll tell you what, Seattle has wasted a lot of really good pitches from Carly Keeney. Sooners lead at 3-0. We're in the 5th. Three balls, 2 strikes. Game just surpassed the hour and 10-minute mark. Here's the pitch. Sky to shallow right field. Riley Boone's got the shades on, has a beat, makes the catch, and there's one away. Other games we're following, how about this score? As our scoreboard update, as always, is brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today, Air Comfort Solutions. Colorado State and Stanford tied at 1. First pitch is low to Walling. Katie Walling. One ball and no strikes. 3-0 Sooners lead it. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch from Keeney. Pop foul again down the left field side. Texas. Is this right? They're tied up at 1 as well, or is that an... I'm having a hard time figuring out which scoreboard to trust, because half of them are wrong. Here's the 1-1 pitch, headed home. A little bit low. This has Texas and Louisiana Lafayette tied at 1 in the top of the 8th inning, so maybe D1 softball had the wrong score there. Alabama's beaten up on UAB. That's 12-0 early. Florida up 6-0 on Illinois, Chicago. Northwestern here at the Mary Nutter has an early 3-0 lead on Oregon State. Ground ball softly hit towards short. Jennings up with it, throws, and there's 2 away. Going to see a pinch hitter for the first time today, it looks like. Seattle will go to the bench and bring in Sophia Kissling.
Now batting number 8, Sophia Kissling.
I would assume that Spadafora will re-enter and hit here. Now Jen Rocha is going to walk out to the circle. And Patty Gasso is going to bring her infield in with her. Maybe an opportunity to let Keeney get a little bit of a break here. The next game with Loyola Marymount is slated for an 11 a.m. local, about 1 o'clock first pitch. Pretty good pace right now for that to be a reality. But the good news is that currently Loyola Marymount is not playing a game. So you don't have to wait for them to finish a game to get on this field. Meetings are over. There's also something they saw in the scouting report with Kissling, just to make sure everyone's on the same page. Here's the first pitch from Keeney. That's way up high, ball 1. Now Patty Gasso is going to make her way out, and we're going to, this is the second trip, so we're going to see a pitching change. Peyton Monticelli is going to come in. Okay. Maybe just a few extra minutes for Monticelli to get ready as Peyton came sprinting in from the bullpen. And we'll have our first Love's Travel Stops pitching change for the Sooners. And a good outing for Carly Keeney. 5 2/3. Credit to Seattle. They hit her hard. The crowd here gives her a standing ovation. Well deserved. Keeney still hasn't left the circle yet. Here's the first appearance of Peyton Monticelli this weekend. Big smile from Keeney. She's in line to get a win. It'll be her second. 4 2/3, 4 hits, struck out 5, walked 1, faced 17 batters through 78 pitches. And the crowd appreciates this. So, Peyton Monticelli will get her first appearance here at the Mary Nutter. This is her 6th appearance on the season. She did start a game. 6 innings so far this year, 2 hits, struck out 3 and walked 8. So at least in what we know about Peyton Monticelli, those walk numbers are a little bit high. Opponents hitting just 105 against her, and she's hit 2 batters. So Peyton Monticelli will take over for the Sooners. Here in the top of the 5th inning with Oklahoma on top 3-0. Big, hard-throwing right-hander. She is intimidating in the circle, but as personable and as outgoing as maybe any Sooner that we've seen. Cassidy Pickering brings in a new face mask. And we got a pitching change. Dodger Blaine is tuned in. Happy thoughts. I believe. That's the only change here. There is no other moves. Frito at third, Jennings at short, Torres at second, Sanders at first. Hannah Core has been in this inning and left with Coleman in center, Boone in right. Ludlam remains behind the plate, and the red tape remains across Ludlam's chest. Here's the first pitch to the pinch hitter, Kissling. That's a strike. Good spot. Loyola Marymount, who's coming up next, is a bit of a rough start, but they've got a few wins that are impressive. They're just 5-9. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That misses low. They stay tied with Oklahoma State. They beat Oregon. They beat Rutgers and Northwestern here this weekend. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Peyton Monticelli. Swing and a miss, strike two. I mean, she threw that right by her. That's who's coming up next. For now, with 3-zip Sooners. We're in the fifth. 2 outs. Monticelli looking to work quickly here and get the Sooners back in the dugout. One ball, 2 strikes. Peyton brings it home. Boy, that's a really good spot. Just missed outside. So all 6 pitchers have now thrown this weekend for the Sooners. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Monticelli brings it home. I don't know where that missed. I do not know where that missed. That is an unbelievably tough call. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Wait a minute. This is ball 4. They're right. She inherited a ball. Keeney threw a ball to start it. That's ball 4. They're correct. That's ball 4. Keeney had thrown ball 1. That's right. That's ball 4. That's right. That's right, Coach. Keeney had thrown a ball whenever Monticelli came in. And Coach Gasso is letting the home plate umpire hear it. I'm pretty good at reading lips, and I believe what I saw is either do your job or that's your job. Here we go with a leadoff hitter, Frankenberger. Big pump of the fist from Kissling over at first. 3-zip game. Monticelli rocks and fires. A little bit low, ball 1. We're in the fifth. A little tighter than maybe some expected against this gritty Seattle Redhawk team. Frankenberger is 0 for 1 on the day, reached on a walk. There's ball 2. I mean, I don't know how much these are missing by her. They look really close. I think our umpire might be shook a little bit. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch from Monticelli. Popped up, shallow left field, and racing out to make the catch is Jennings, and that'll do it in the fifth. Base runner is stranded, and as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, Oklahoma 3, Seattle nothing. This is Sooner softball from Learfield. 3-0 Sooners. First pitch in the bottom of the 5th inning to Riley Boone for the lefty Morris. Misses low, ball 1 as expected. Spadafora re-enters behind the plate for the Redhawks, who have had a couple of runners that have been eliminated on the base paths due to some big-time defensive plays for the Sooners. And here's a big-time shot from Boone that bounces right off the fence. Riley rounds first, on her way to second with a leadoff double. Boone blasts one that hits right off the middle of that steel fence in right center field. And it's a leadoff double, and the fans chant Boone. Here's Alyssa Brito.
Now batting number 33, Alyssa Brito.
Brito digs in from the right side of the plate. She's ready. Here's the first pitch. A little bit out, ball 1. In getting the clarification from what looked to be maybe a little bit of incorrect scoreboard population on D1softball.com. That Colorado State-Stanford game is later this evening. That Texas-Louisiana-Lafayette game is 1-1. Here's a looper into right field, down for a hit. Patty Gasso will send home Riley Boone. The throw is not in time. Boone slides in safely. It's 4-0 Sooners. An RBI single from Alyssa Brito makes it 4-0 Oklahoma. And chalk up the 12th RBI in 2024 for the Sooner third baseman. Here's Tiare Jennings. She's 0 for 2 on the day. Here's the first pitch. Up high, ball 1. Four nothing Sooners. The pitch to Jennings. That's in for a strike. This guy strikes on something else. It hasn't been awful this weekend until today. On both sides. Here's the 1-1. Jennings takes it high, 2-1. Pitch to Jennings, low. 3 balls and a strike. It'll be interesting to see what the new rankings look like when they come out after Texas's loss yesterday to Stanford. Pitch, in for a strike. Stanford beating Texas yesterday in 8 innings, 4-3. And their game against Louisiana Lafayette is not coming up until 12:30 today, so. Sidearm and D1 softball is letting your boy down in our scoreboard update. The 3-2. Grounded towards the left side. Nice play at third by Walling to second for 1. No! Brito beat it! Here's Ludlam.
Now batting for Oklahoma, number 30, Riley Ludlam.
Ludlam is singled and walked. Pardon me, homered and walked. First home run in a Sooner uniform, left the field in a hurry. First pitch, high, ball 1. Gonna rule that a hit for Jennings. I'll take it. Four zip, Sooners looking to blow this game open. Here's the pitch. Ludlam had a cut, fouled it straight back. And it started with who else but Riley Boone, big game Boone, big play Boone, big time Boone. It all fits. Bouncing one off the fence. Here's the pitch to Ludlam, up high. Get an updated count. 1 ball, 1 strike, I believe. Jennings at first, Brito at second, the pitch. Up high. 2 balls and a strike. The problem with the home plate umpire's strike that he gives is his strike total is hidden by his head. So when he gives his count, you can't see it. Here's a pop-up to left field. Easy play for Wilson, who was under it. Makes the catch. Sooners fake a tag. And there's one away for Ella Parker. Last time up, Ella Parker drilled a 2-run home run over the center field wall.
Now batting number 5.
Big, deep breath from the left-handed hitting Sooner first baseman. Here's the pitch. That's a pretty good pitch, and it's called a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Four nothing, bottom of the 5th. Parker had a cut, fouled it straight back. Kentucky and USC Upstate are playing in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Game shows it's tied at 2. Here's the 1-1 to Parker. She lifts one deep to right field at the wall. It is gone! A 2-homer day for the freshman, and the extra point is good. It's 7-0 Sooners on a bomb from Parker. Airplane in, freshman. And that was launched out of here. This was a 1-zip game in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Sooners have exploded for 6 more a 2-run homer from Ella Parker, a 3-run homer from Ella Parker, and it's 7-0, and we'll have a Love's Travel Stops pitching change. And it looks like Seattle has turned to Vance. They have. And Oklahoma has seized firm control of this game. How about that? Going through some stats and some numbers on Vance. One of those, they have 6 pitchers that they regularly use. Well, I guess, 6 that they use, 7 that have thrown. Berkeley Vance, the freshman out of Lakewood, California, is one that they've counted on quite a bit. And the righty has thrown 14 1/3 so far this season, including 5 fairly solid innings against a ranked California team, where she scattered 8 hits, struck out 2, but walked 4. She's 1-0 on the season. And she'll face Hannah Core. Hannah Core got her first collegiate hit. We talked to Patty Gasso about her in the pregame show. Unfortunately, we had to cut it short because of time constraints. First pitch to Core. A little low, ball 1. So Hannah comes in at 1 for 9 on the season, but she has scored 3 runs. Can't help but wonder if it's just a matter of time. Here's the 1-0 pitch with the Sooners up 7-0. A little bit up 2-0. Sid Sanders waits on deck. First time this season, by the way, I was looking at some batting order with Boone starting this. First time this season, Riley's batted in the 2-hole. Here's the 2-0. Waited on it, popped a foul off the fencing behind home plate. Patty Gasso is going to call time to talk to her young outfielder. Core played in 4 games in the opening weekend last season, had a back injury that ended up sidelining her for the rest of the year. Used as a pinch runner quite a bit, but she seems healthy. She seems happy. She's ahead on the count here, 2 balls and a strike with the Sooners ahead on the scoreboard, 7-0. Here's the 2-1 from Vance. Off speed, low, ball 3. Kinsey Hansen getting a little rest in this game. We'll see her in game 2 against Loyola Marymount. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Headed home. Our 3-1 pitch is ball 4, and the Sooners have another base runner, and here's Sydney Sanders. Quincy Lilio has moved into the on-deck circle for the Sooners. Sanders popped out to short in the second, was hit by a pitch in the 4th. Here's the first pitch to Sid. Oh, she popped it up on the infield. Basket catch is made by the catcher, Spadafora, and there's 2 away. Here's Q. Quincy Lilio will get a chance to pinch hit here. A couple of other scores, just keeping an eye on, sprinkling them in every now and then. Cal leads Long Beach State 5-0. They're playing here at the Mary Nutter Classic. The Big 12 today, Iowa State has lost to Virginia in extra innings, 1-0. They'll play Lehigh coming up a little bit later on this afternoon. Here's the first pitch to Q. With the Sooners up 7-0 in the 5th. Runner at first is Core, who just walked. The pitch to Q is in for a strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Lilio. up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Q looking for her first hit of 2024. This is her 10th plate appearance. She's 0 for 6 with 2 walks and a hit by pitch. Here's the 1-0 to Lilio. Up and in. 2-1, pardon me. 2-1. Maya Bland waits on deck. Here's the pitch. Outside corner, called strike. Two balls, 2 strikes. Court first. Here's the pitch to Q. Got a piece of it, stayed alive. Q is one of those players. Last year, we went and we were watching some practice, and she was just really, really stroking it, really hitting the ball hard. In games, though, we haven't been able to see that consistently for Q. Hopefully it changes here. The 2-2 is up high, ball 3. Full count. Q's ready. The 2-ball, 2-strike pitch headed home. 3-ball, 2-strike pitch is popped up back towards me. Oh, it fell through a hole in the fencing and caught a fan in the head. He's okay. And caught the crowd. There is a little gap between the netting and the actual roof, and it just caught. But everyone's good. No injuries. Let's do the full count again. Here's the pitch to Q. Swinging it. Got her. Inning over. The bark from Vance in the circle says it all, but the Sooners blow it open. We head to the 6th. It's Oklahoma 7, Seattle nothing. This is Sooner softball from Learfield. Sooner 7, Seattle nothing as we head to the 6th. Back to work for Peyton Monticelli. She'll face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the Seattle lineup. Defensively, let's see. Sooners will stay the same. Oh, let's check that. Avery Hodge is the new shortstop. Alina Torres stays at second, so Tiare Jennings getting a little break here in the final few innings as Avery Hodge is in at short. Here's Ty Wilson. First pitch from Monticelli, swing and a miss, strike 1. Now there is a quick lineup card adjustment. Jeff Hurrah, who is the head coach at Seattle in his 10th year. We're good. The home plate umpire just pointed to the pinch hitter, Brooklyn Jones, and then pointed at her again. So it is not Ty Wilson, it is Brooklyn Jones. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Lefty Jones wasn't even close. Gorgeous, just absolutely gorgeous day here in Palm Springs. 0-2 pitch from Monticelli, a little bit up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Peyton stares in. Now she's ready, has the ball at her hip, brings it in front of her. The 1-2 threw it right by her. And a big fist pump from Monticelli. Strikeouts brought to you by Tinker Federal Credit Union. That's the 6th of the game for Sooner pitchers. 5 of those from Carly Keeney. What an outing. What an outing from Carly Keeney. Now, Seattle had some hard hit balls, but Keeney was able to keep him in check. Monticelli has been solid since coming out of the pen. Here's Mikey Morris. First pitch strike. So that final line for Keeney will be 4 2/3. 4 hits, no runs, walked 1, struck out 5. In line for the win. Here's the 0-1. Fouled off 0-2. 78 total pitches, 55 of those were strikes. Morris is 1 for 2. She was thrown out at home by Tiare Jennings on a ball to right field when the relay just got away a bit from Torres, and Jennings picked it up and threw a strike. 0-2. Popped up, foul, out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. 7-0 Sooners. We're in the 6th. Brito playing even with the bag. A little bit deeper at first. And off the line by Sanders. Straight away in the outfield with Boone a few steps back now and right. Here's the 0-2. Swinging a piece of it. Just barely got by Morris. Doesn't seem as if wind is too much of a factor right now at all. There's no flags, but even the flag-like banners in the outfield are not moving an inch. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 away. Avison is 0 for 2, a strikeout victim her last time up. Check that. And Morris will hit here. So after Sin goes 0 for 2, Morris will check in. Here's the first pitch for Monticelli. Swing and a miss. You deal, Peyton. Holy smokes. No balls and a strike. Peyton spins that ball against her right hip. She's ready. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Great spot. Right on that inside corner, 0-2. Crowd claps in unison here in Palm Springs. The 0-2 pitch popped up behind home plate, well out of play. Plate umpire wanted a new set of softballs from the Seattle bench. They'll wait to get him until after this 0-2 pitch. 7-0 Sooners, top of the 6th. Monticelli brings it home. Pop foul again off the net. That ends up shooting back into the field of play where Brito gloves it. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Swing and a miss! Peyton Monticelli strikes out the side. That is the 8th strikeout by Sooner pitchers. And Seattle goes down 1, 2, 3 strikeouts. Brought to you by Tinker Federal Credit Union. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning, 7-0 Sooners. Maya Bland leads things off for the Sooners. The second plate appearance of her career. We're in the 6th. 7-0 Sooners. First pitch to Bland. Nearly hits her. Ball 1. Maya Bland. She is an athlete. The 1-0. Thought about it. Takes it out. Ball 1. Strike 1. Out on that outer edge. Seven runs for the Sooners today on 7 hits. Bland takes ball 2 up. shutout performance between Carly Keeney and Peyton Monticelli. 4 hits, 8 combined strikeouts. That's low and away. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike to Bland. Walk numbers have been down today for the Sooners. A little concerning over the weekend. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Maya Bland. Ball 4. So Maya Bland, who pinch hits here for Jada Coleman, walks, and Riley Boone. In a 7-zip game, you're probably not going to see Maya Bland steal a base, but she can. Riley Boone has had a day. 1 for 2, a double, a run scored, and a walk. Lefty waits on the first pitch. It's a bunt. Bland was going for strike 1. No balls and a strike. Long look by Boone at the call from Coach Gasso after the bunt went foul. Here comes the 0-1. There's a soft slap back to the circle. Gloves, throws, didn't get her. Morris made the play. Boone beat it. It's a 2-hit day for Riley Boone. And that was a bang-bang play at first base. And here's Alyssa Brito with a chance to end this one in run rule fashion. Here's Brito. Third multi-hit game of the season already for Riley Boone. Brito singled and drove it around her last time up, swings and fouls this one towards Yankee Stadium. No balls and a strike. Brito waits. First and second. Nobody out. The pitch. That misses just a bit out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bland at second. Boone at first. Brito 1 for 3 on the day. The pitch. A little I didn't mean to. Check swing. Slow roller to first. Picked up by Fitch. Will shovel to Garcia covering. It almost works as a sacrifice as they retire Brito. 3-4. First base to the second baseman, Garcia covering. And there'll be 1 away. The runners at second and third. Unfortunately, I don't think we get to rule that as a sacrifice. Here's Avery Hodge. Why not just walk it off here, Hodge? First pitch, a little bit up, ball 1. Avery Hodge. And that rotation at second base. Matchup oriented. Here's the 1-0. Hodge almost gets hit by it. 2 balls and no strikes. .231 average. It's a little under the Mendoza line whenever it comes to runners in scoring position. Here's the 2-0. Change that here. Take strike 1. Hodge has scored 3 runs this season, walked once, driven in a run. On that triple last week at McNeese State that almost left the yard. 7-0 here Sooners. The winning run, the game-ending run, is at third. Here's the 2-1. It's a bunt. It's a beauty. Bland slides in, safely at home. Ball game. Win Collins Sooners. Game over. Wait, hold on. Hold on. The home plate umpire is saying something to the Seattle head coach. And what are we ruling? What? Oh, they're saying Hodge stepped out of the box. No, they're going to say Avery stepped out of the box. Now that's not an out, but it is a dead ball. Oh, it was perfectly placed. And now there's confusion everywhere. Pitching coach for Seattle, she's not a happy camper right now. They're saying Hodge stepped out of the box in what would have been the game-ending play. But instead, Bland retreats to third, Boone retreats to second, and it's a strike. That's a new rule that got implemented last year. All right, we'll do it again. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Avery Hodge, headed home. And she pops one into left field. This might be deep enough to score Bland, who tags. The throw is not going to get there. The Sooners are going to win it in run rule fashion on a sac fly walk-off RBI by Avery Hodge. Extend the winning streak. The Sooners continue to roll. It is now 66 in a row. And the final score from Palm Springs in Game 1 on a Sunday. Oklahoma 8, Seattle nothing. The Bud Light postgame show is coming up next. This is Sooner Softball from Learfield.